Today we're going to be looking at 10 core exercises that are amazing for jumping athletes. It doesn't matter what sport you're in, basketball, volleyball, track and field. If you play a sport that is explosive and has some element of jumping, these exercises will be a great addition to your arsenal. My name is Coach Tyler Ray, and I am a vertical jump expert here with Project Pure Athlete. I'm a 17-year veteran of this space and spend my time traveling the world helping athletes jump their highest. I was also a former professional dunker with a 48-inch vertical, so I know how this is done firsthand. Let's get into our first exercise. Exercise number 1 is a hollow body hold. And the important things to note here is that you're trying to establish what we call global flexion, which is head to toe, this hollow body posture utilizing our core strength. We're trying to maintain rigidity as well as control over our breath. As you extend the arms overhead, this exercise does become more difficult. You'll notice that the variation I'm utilizing here goes from beside our body to an overhead position, making the exercise a little bit more challenging throughout. Exercise number 2, the Copenhagen plank, is wonderful for building core strength as well as functional strength amongst the adductors or the insides of the thighs. What you'll notice here is we're using a bench and we're essentially sandwiching a bench between our legs. We're pressing or pulling both legs together, and trust me, this one does not require very much time to feel. If you're brand new to this exercise, I do recommend you start with the bench closer toward you, mid-calf, even under the knee, and as you get better and more skilled, you can place the bench further and further away. Keep in mind that this does place some stress into the knees, so progress this exercise according to your ability levels. Exercise number 3 is our single leg Pallof hold, and this is a staple amongst PPA training and really tasks the body's ability to resist rotation all the way from the ground up through the entire body. We want our inside leg placed closest to the band and the band to be in line with our sternum. What we're doing here is locking down a very tight, stable core and breathing controlled through the movement. As we move the band closer to our body, it becomes easier. As the band moves further away, we have to resist more and more rotation. Our next exercise is an offset carry. You'll see here I'm utilizing a kettlebell, and what we're doing is essentially trying to stabilize our core, our midline, fixed vertically as we move forward. You'll notice that I'm trying to not lean too excessively, but this one's fairly self-explanatory. Another very straightforward carry, we're utilizing a heavy D-ball here to do a front-loaded carry. You can use a sandbag, anything heavy, dumbbell, kettlebell, but essentially keeping it tight to your body, using those core muscles to remain vertical, trying not to lean back, trying not to lean forward, and breathing as you brace. I love this next exercise called our triple threats, and we're using a bumper plate here. You can use any type of weighted implement, but essentially stepping back into a basketball-inspired triple threat position and then snapping the weight forward using our core muscles. It's important that you're pulling through your midsection, not just whipping your arms. Doing this correctly will fire up that belly all the way from the back to the front. This next one here, our single leg orbits, is one of my personal favorites. I love the work that this does, not only for the core muscles, but for the shoulders as well as the lower limb. You can see how much that lower body is working to stabilize the weight as it moves its way around your head. It's very important here that you keep this in mind. You are moving the weight around your head, not your head out of the way of the weight. We want to make sure the movement is smooth, we're breathing nice and controlled, and finding a nice fixed focal point to look at helps keep that balance and keep our focus. The next one is a classic. Number 8 are wipers, and I'm performing a standard floor-based straight leg wiper. Arms out to the side in that T position allow us to create a nice base of support. As we drive those legs up, what we're doing is, number 1, making sure the feet stay together. Number 2 is it's a slight pull inward, meaning that the legs are being pulled toward us, utilizing a little bit of that flexion power of the abdominals. And then we're getting a nice subsequent stretch through the lateral lines and motion through that lower back. Number 9 utilizes a barbell and is a combination of our rollout and rotations. The rollout is like an ab wheel. You're releasing from the knee, trying to form a nice straight line from the wrist all the way down through the knee, using a nice, strong, stable core. As you rotate, you're up in a push-up position, barbell directly under your shoulders, rotating through the trunk and making sure that you are returning the barbell to that center position using the core muscles. It's very important here that you drive this movement using a very focused intent. Last but certainly not least is our V-sit landmine press, and you can see here as I'm using an empty barbell. This is a very difficult exercise but combines a lot of factors that we really like, and of course the core training benefits. What we want to do here is hold this V-sit position. We're making sure that the landmine attachment is lowering just to our shoulder, making sure that we keep our breath under control. You can always move the feet closer or the knees closer to your body, to make that a more accessible movement if you're new to the training world. Make sure you check out all the wonderful videos we have here at PPA. There is something for everybody, and before you leave, don't forget to click that subscribe button and join the family.